Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody is safe and doing well. Let us continue our journey in the physics. So, last time we were dealing some basic concepts related to the chapter motion. Now we shall just continue further. So far we tried to touch the surface of this chapter. Like we discussed about distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration, and of course some other terms like uniform motion, non-uniform motion. And we try to solve some numericals also, like step by step on distance, displacement, of course velocity and acceleration. Now before entering into the further topic, I want everybody to be well versed with all these terms, formulae, so that it is more easy and quick to it is helpful you people to understand in a better manner, and then we shall go further. So let us discuss about uh, the next topic, which is equations of motion. So this actually forms the crux of this chapter. So we all we have just discussed all these things to relate them in a better manner, which we call it as equations of motion. So motion is all about how the object is changing its speed, how the way it is accelerating, and what is the time taken, what is the distance covered. So it's all about the different parameters of velocity, acceleration, time, and second. So all these things can be related by a set of equations, which we call them as equations of motion. There are three such equations, and we shall write one after the other. The first equation being V is equal to U plus AT, and the second equation is distance S is equal to UT plus half A into T square, and the third equation being V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. I hope everybody is familiar with these terms here. Now in this case, U is representing initial velocity of the object, and then V is representing final velocity, like when the entire motion is about to complete, and then A is acceleration, the other terms being T is time taken, and S is, you can call distance, or maybe to be more precise, displacement, but right now let us call it as distance. So these are the different terms which are being used in the three equations of motion. Now before understanding them in a more detailed way, we should understand that these equations of motion can be applied only when these two conditions are satisfied. There are two conditions, and based on these two assumptions, or we assume that the object is following these two conditions, and then only we apply the equations of motion. The first thing being, it should be one dimensional motion. What do you mean by one dimensional motion? It simply means the path traversed by the object is straight line. That means I can apply these equations of motion only when the object is moving along a straight line. It should be a single dimensional motion, one dimension. Or in other words, I cannot apply it for two dimension or three dimension. For example, you throw a ball into the air. You cannot apply, like you are throwing in a curved path. You cannot use these equations. Only when it is straight line, you are supposed to use them, or you can use them. And the other condition being the acceleration is uniform. So I'll write uniformly accelerated motion. So the acceleration, the term A which we are using is uniform acceleration. So the change in the velocity is constant. So the acceleration is uniformly it's uniform. It cannot be like abrupt. It cannot be a variable acceleration. It's uniform acceleration. Okay. Now before deriving them, we shall see sometimes in the very beginning days, we get confused. Like if you look at the first equation, it is v is equal to u plus at. And earlier, before coming across this equation, we know that velocity is displacement or distance by time. Now somebody makes a mistake if you are using this equation. This equation cannot be used when the object is accelerating. Okay, so for example, I cannot use this equation when I have got change in the velocity. You can use them only when velocity is constant during the entire journey. Then only I can apply it. And when the velocity is varying, like you have got initial velocity, final velocity, that means the velocity is changing and there is acceleration. So only when there is acceleration you can use this. For let us say the same equation v is equal to u plus at, if acceleration is 0, what happens? V equal to u, that means the velocity is constant. Then only you can apply this equation, otherwise you cannot apply it. I hope we are clear. Now we shall try to derive the equations. The first equation being v is equal to u plus at. Okay, now what does v stand for? V is final velocity, u is initial velocity, a is acceleration, and t is time. This is very simple derivation. We know that acceleration is nothing but rate of change of velocity, or in other words, change in velocity by time taken. So I'm writing this change, and I'm writing using the other terms now. Acceleration is represented with a, and the change in the velocity is final velocity v minus u initial velocity gives me the change in the velocity, and t is time. Now rearranging the terms, send t to the other side and u to the other side, you get v is equal to u plus at. So very simple, you just derive it from the formula of acceleration. So from the acceleration formula a equal to v minus ut, you rearrange the terms, you get v is equal to u plus at. So this is how your first equation comes. Now moving on to the second equation, s is equal to ut plus half times at square. So in this case, s is distance and u is initial velocity, t is time, and a is acceleration. We know that average velocity is the sum of initial velocity plus final velocity by 2. It's average, like you take average of any two numbers in math, like sometimes 8 and 6, average is 8 plus 6 by 2, that is 14 by 2, which is 7. So the mean average, sometimes you can call it as a mean also. So average velocity is given by the sum of initial velocity and final velocity by 2. Now I'm going to use this here. S is nothing but distance, so I know distance is nothing but average velocity into time, or time taken. So I am replacing average velocity with u plus v by 2 into t. So s is u plus v by 2 into t. Now further, I'm going to replace my final velocity v with whatever I got in the first equation. That means I'll write u as it is, and v is replaced as u plus at. From where did I get this? From the first equation, you get v is equal to u plus at. So I'm using it here now. Everything as it is, close brackets, by 2 into t. Now simply multiply, you get u plus u is 2u, 2u plus at by 2 into t, which is nothing but, you get s is equal to 2 get cancelled, you get ut plus at square by 2. That's what we got. So this is nothing but here second equation of motion. Now sometimes you may get confused why I have to replace v or something. Remember one thing, your goal is very clear. You have to find out distance, and the other terms being initial velocity, time and acceleration. So there is no v here, there is no final velocity v. That means you are going to replace v and then automatically you will end up with this equation. I hope I am clear. Now we shall move ahead with the third equation. The third equation being v square minus u square equal to 2as. So v is the final velocity, u is initial velocity, acceleration and of course distance. We can derive this thing with the same formula, which is s is equal to average velocity into time. Now the same thing I am going to use it here, u plus v by 2 into time. Now how do I come with this equation? Very simple. If you look at this equation, v square minus u square equal to 2as, there is no t here. So that means I'm going to replace t. So how do I do it? From the first equation, I get t equal to v minus u by a. So this is what I'm going to use, right? So continuing further, s is equal to, I'm just rearranging the terms. Instead of writing u plus v, I'm writing v plus u just to have some convenience. And now with respect to t, I'll use this v minus u by a. So t is nothing but v minus u by a. So you get s is equal to v square minus u square by 2a. How did I get this? This is nothing but here a plus b into a minus b is nothing but a square minus b square. So v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So this is the kind of simplest derivation for your three equations of motion. There are other ways also, like in your textbook there is a graphical method. I think you can have a glance at it, and with the help of these three equations we are going to solve number of problems, and we shall do it further in the next classes, and then I'll send a worksheet also along with this. Please try to solve it and post it back. Thank you very much.